Hey guys, it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee here on YouTube, and today I am so excited to make this video because I'm talking about something new that I've never done before, I've never looked into before, so this was definitely a new endeavor for me, and it was just really exciting to get to see sustainable products and companies out there working towards a more circular economy, and I'm just really hyped up about it because I found some awesome brands I think you guys are gonna love, and that's what I'm gonna talk about today. So if you don't have your notifications on for this channel, make sure you do that. Go right now, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the little notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post things, whenever I post new videos, but also whenever I post like polls. So maybe a week or two ago, sometimes it takes a little while to get these things to manifest, but I asked you guys on my community tab, what should I get my best friend for her baby? My best childhood friend, the longest friend ever in my life, is having her first child, and I wanted to get her some products that she would actually use, but that would also be sustainable. And I want to thank every single one of you guys who responded to that question and gave me all of your suggestions. It's going to be very helpful because clearly I don't have a child myself, so hearing your input was really helpful. But I want to give a disclaimer at the beginning of this video that some of you guys were asking if my friend is eco-friendly and into the same things that I am, and the answer to that is no. None of my friends or family are into this like I am. I have definitely influenced some of them to make better choices, but they're not at the level I am whatsoever. The only reason that anybody in my life, except for Madison of course, but anybody else, my friends or my family, the only reason that they are interested in this stuff is because of me. And they definitely mostly do it to please me, not because it is of interest to them. So I did definitely ask my friend, would you mind getting some sustainable options to the things that you listed? And she said she would be more than happy to do it, but what I wanted to tell you guys is because she's not the most sustainable person, she did tell me she doesn't want cloth diapers. Now this isn't just because she's not willing to try them out, but actually her and her husband are kind of like moving from state to state. They've been having some issues kind of settling down because of his job and her job and so on and so forth. So they're not really sure what exactly their home situation is going to be whenever the baby is born, and she won't have access to know that she will be able to have like a washer and dryer and things like that. So she just doesn't want to do that right now, but I think she'd be open to it in the future, so I'll definitely keep in her ear about that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and tell you guys what I got her. So the first thing I got her was actually on her list, and that's going to be a baby food processor. So I don't know if you guys know why this is so cool and why this is such a cool option, but I'm going to tell you all about it, right? Baby food normally comes in single-use jars. Granted, a lot of them are glass, which is super cool. We all know glass is more sustainable than plastic, but can you imagine, and I don't know this for sure, obviously, I've never had a kid, but I know that if you're eating out of like a single-use thing every single meal, every single day, obviously that's a ton of waste. And what this can allow her to do is make her own baby food at home, so she can buy fresh produce, package free, and then blend it up in here and make her own baby food. So it's really cool because like I mentioned, it will be more fresh. It won't be packaged in a facility and then shipped out and then sitting on the shelves and then sitting in her pantry. It'll be like she goes to the store, buys the fruit or the vegetables or whatever it is, mixes it up and gives it to her baby. And I think that that is so cool. And I thought it was really cool that it was on her registry already because one of you guys suggested it to me, and then I went and looked at her registry and I was like, oh my god, that's on here. So I'm going to leave links to all of these things in the description in case you guys want to check it out. Get one for yourself or a friend, or maybe you want to add it to your registry for when you have a kid or anything like that. All of the products I chose, I actually read a lot of reviews and a lot of people's opinions on the more known brands and then on things like this brand. So specifically on this one, a lot of people were saying that it's easier to clean and they provide stuff to clean this food processor. Obviously when you're having a kid, it takes a lot of work, and so that's a huge consideration for a new mom, so I wanted to get her something that would be easy to clean. That was really good. They also provide a measuring cup, which is helpful, but the really important thing about this one is people were saying that the basket snaps on and is much more secure than some other ones I had seen people complaining that it would snap off, which is obviously really dangerous, and when you're bringing a new baby into the world, you don't want to be putting it in harm's way. So I just thought this was the best option option, and it's also priced really well compared to some other brands. So I will link this one in the description box for you guys. Just to go along with that, I did buy a different brand, but that's just because this is the specific brand of reusable pouches that she wanted. So instead of just using glass jars all the time and then having to sit there and like hand feed your baby, I know these are really good for toddlers. I'm not sure how young you can start your kid on these, but I know she was specifically asking for them. So these are the bags that you would put the food after you mix it up. You would put them in here, and the baby can get the food out of these little things. They open up here on the side, and you just pour the food into here, zip it up, and give it to your baby. So that's really cool, and these are reusable. I know they sell these, some brands sell these single use in the store. Obviously it's more fresh to make your own, but this is reusable. So a really sustainable option for her. As someone who is not the most sustainable minded person, I think this is going to reduce her waste by a ton. Okay, so honestly, that could have been the gift I was going to give her all in itself, right? That is a really good gift, and I feel like it's going to be so useful, and I think she's going to use it every day. I really wanted to get her something that was sustainable and also really useful for her, right? And I could have stopped there, but I didn't, because then I found out about this brand of baby bottle, and that was it. I had to get them. So I know I've talked about plastic on my channel quite a few times, and if you've heard all the times I've discussed it, you're probably like, blah blah blah, Shelby, shut up about the toxic plastic. But I do think it's really important when we're talking about like young infants for them to avoid toxicity as much as possible. Obviously, their immune systems are a lot weaker, their bodies are a lot smaller, and so we don't want to be pumping any sort of toxins into their little bodies while they're just trying to grow. So that's a really good reason to avoid plastic, just for health reasons. If you're not new to my channel, then you know that there are also environmental reasons to avoid plastic, like drilling for the oil that it takes to create the plastic, how plastic breaks down into little tiny particles that will always remain in the environment. Obviously, plastic is a huge issue to marine life, so on and so forth. It's just not something we should be supporting. As much as possible, we should get away from it. And the company that agrees with me is Pura Stainless. So I think that they are really cool, not just because of their bottles, because they are plastic free, but there's another reason, and I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to read you some of the things that Pura stands for and why I think they're so cool. So when you are buying stainless steel, you should make sure that you are buying food grade stainless steel, which is number 304 stainless steel, and that's what these are made out of. So let me show you. This is what the little bitty baby bottle looks like. It's 5 ounces, and it's pretty small, right? But it's completely plastic free. The nipple is made from medical grade silicone, which means we know it won't be leaking toxins into our little baby's mouths. It's obviously really small, and what's really cool about these and why I chose stainless steel over glass is obviously stainless steel is not going to break like glass has the ability to do. Stainless steel is much more durable, and then Pura has these little bumpers that can go around the outside as well as little bumpers for the bottom. Now I don't think you're supposed to put them on together. Well, maybe you can. Yes, you totally can. So they have these options not just for breaking but also for denting. So obviously I think it's great that these are plastic free. I think it's great that they have these bumpers that make it easier for the baby to hold to. There won't be any steeping toxins or anything like that, but they're also so much more durable. So I did read a lot of reviews, like I said, on a ton of different baby products, and one thing that people complain about a lot when it comes to plastic baby bottles is staining. Obviously, like I said, I've never had a kid, but a ton of people were complaining that plastic bottles after a while they stain, and they also have the ability to hold smell a lot more, and people were saying that they really like stainless steel bottles because it doesn't hold that smell, and they're so much easier to sterilize because they're not made of plastic, and they can be heated to much higher temperatures and you don't have to worry about that as much. So as if all of that wasn't cool enough, they also believe in reusing. Okay, I'm like nerding out over this. I think it's so cool. So this is the 5 ounce baby bottle, but I also have the 11 ounce bottle, and then I have the insulated 9 ounce bottle, which I think is really cool that this one's insulated, and this is a great option, I think, if you want to be able to keep things cold or hot or whatever it is that you need. This will be a really good option. But what's really cool about this is that you can keep this bottle until they're like in their teens. Because, as you can see, this one has a straw top on it, but all I have to do is take off the top of this one and trade it out for the regular baby nipple. So the baby can use this one when it is an infant, it can step up to the sipper when it's a toddler, and then it can step up to the straw top whenever it is older than a toddler, or I'm sure they can use this when they're toddlers as well. And the children can even keep it up until they're like ready to go to school, because then they can just add this little addition to it. This little top is called the Big Mouth Silicone Sports Top. So then children can take these to school with them when they start going to school. I thought, how cool is it that they're not promoting buying plastic bottles and then promoting buying a sipper cup when your kid is a toddler and then promoting buying another water bottle when they're ready to go to school. They can just keep this one insulated bottle when they're a baby, a toddler, ready to go to school, etc. I thought that was the coolest stinking thing. That all you have to do is change out this top. And you don't even have to change out the stainless steel part. It's just because I have multiple bottles that I did that. But you can just pop out the nipple and pop in this top. I do not think that there is another company out there like this. I did not find a single other company doing something as cool as this, creating more of a circular economy so that we're not buying one thing, using it up, and getting another. Instead, you're buying the thing and then continuously reusing it. And I don't think there's another company out there like them, and I just really want you guys to support this brand because it's really, really cool. Even if you're not going to buy this stuff, suggest it to moms-to-be that you know. Keep it in your mind for when you are going to have a kid. Do whatever it is that you need to do to please support more brands like this. I'm so excited to have found them, and I think that they're amazing. And I really, really, really was excited to make this video to talk about these products that I got, because I don't often buy new things. I buy secondhand things a lot. And so being able to look into the new market and seeing companies that are making these changes and trying to be more sustainable, I just think that there's nothing better than that, because not everybody will buy secondhand stuff. And there are some things like baby bottles that you can't find secondhand, right? So I'm just really proud to be supporting them, and I hope that you guys will too. Like I said, there will be links to everything in the description, so make sure you check them out. And then to go with that, I had to get her a bottle cleaner. So this is a plastic-free bottle brush. It fits perfectly into the Pura bottles, so you just stick that in there. Makes it much easier to clean the inside of a baby bottle, and I just thought that was great. Instead of her buying a bunch of plastic options, she can get one of these. And the non-plastic dish brush that I have, we've had for months, and it's still going strong, which is super cool, because you think of plastic as being more durable than maybe like a natural fiber like this, but the ones I have lasted so much longer than the plastic ones I ever had. So I think this is a good option, whether you have a baby or not. Like, we have bottle brushes. I think this is good if you carry around a reusable water bottle in general, so maybe you want to pick up one of these. Okay guys, well that's it for this video. That's what I'm going to be giving my best friend for her shower, which will already have happened by the time this video goes up, so that she doesn't see what I'm getting her in advance. But if you are watching this, Brittany, I love you, and I hope that you enjoy your gifts, and I hope that they help reduce waste for you and anyone watching this video. So if you know someone who's having a baby soon, like I said, spread the word about these brands that are doing really great things to promote more circular and reusable economies. Thank you guys so much for watching and leaving me suggestions of what I should get my best friend. And if you have other suggestions that you think new moms or moms-to-be should take into consideration when passing by this video, leave it in the comments. What's the most sustainable, easy baby swap that someone could make, even if they're not the most eco-friendly dedicated person? Or just what's your personal favorite swap in general for baby products? Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, until next time, create the peace.